In Lower Manhattan after a massive federal enforcement operation.
ICE agents rolled in on military-style trucks to target vendors on Canal Street. The agents later clashed with angry New Yorkers who began protesting against the sweep. The Department of Homeland Security says the operation targeted alleged illegal vendors. Christina Fan joins us live from Lower Manhattan with more reaction on this. Christina.
Chris and Mary, good morning. Federal agents say they were here yesterday to crack down on the sale of counterfeit goods, but their enforcement action quickly triggered widespread protests across Lower Manhattan as everyday New Yorkers saw vendors being detained and decided to demonstrate. The Department of Homeland Security says at least one person was arrested for allegedly assaulting a federal officer. It was chaos on Canal Street Tuesday night, shoving followed by screaming, as dozens of federal agents targeting street vendors were confronted by droves of New Yorkers who formed a spontaneous protest.
You should be disgusted with yourself.
The Department of Homeland Security said ICE and its federal partners were conducting a targeted, intelligence-driven enforcement operation focused on criminal activity related to the sale of alleged counterfeit goods. In a statement, a spokesperson condemned rioters who were, quote, shouting obscenities, became violent, and obstructed law enforcement duties. In a startling move, military-style trucks were brought in. Local leaders and immigration advocates immediately gathered to condemn the agency's actions.
None of this is about public safety. It is about fear and chaos.
Ordinary New Yorkers on their way home or coming home stood up and said what you were doing is shameful. And ICE's response to that was escalation and violence.
It's unclear how many vendors were detained, but witnesses say they were plucked from multiple locations along Canal, including Lafayette, Broadway, and Church Street.
They've been grabbing people that have been coming here trying to support their family.
Director of the Street Vendor Project, Muhammad Atiyah, says vendors already face enforcement from several city agencies. He says it's difficult for them to get licenses, making them more vulnerable.
They were racially profiling vendors just based on their skin color, based on how they look, based on what language they speak. And it's really horrifying that this is happening in New York City, a city of immigrants.
A spokesperson for Mayor Adams criticized this operation, saying that undocumented immigrants and New Yorkers who are just trying to pursue the American dream should not be the target of law enforcement, and resources would be better spent going after violent criminals. Reporting live from Lower Manhattan, Christina Fan, CBS News, New York.